Montreal will never be New York, but for 40 years, we could say we had a hockey team that was as great as their baseball team. The Canadiens were the Yankees of the North. We had Richard and Béliveau. The Yankees had DiMaggio and Mantle. Guy Lafleur won Stanley Cups. Reggie Jackson won the World Series. Two organizations with the money and the know-how to beat everyone else. But while the winning continues in New York, championships are just a thing of the past here. Twice in the last 5 years, the Canadiens haven't made the playoffs. They probably won't make it again this season.
Et voilà le but! Partie supérieure, la pénalité prenait fin au même moment.
Gone with the championships are the sellout crowds. The Canadiens are selling an average of just less than 20,000 tickets a game. That's down 1,000 from last year. The numbers are good compared to the rest of the league, but not what the team hoped for when they built the 21,000-seat Molson Center. A disturbing trend is the no-shows. Saturday night at the Forum was a place to be seen in Montreal. That's not true at the Molson Center. There were more than 5,000 empty seats at this game with the Atlanta Thrashers.
They think that they can put just any product on the ice and people will come.
Spending $150 per game to come see what's supposed to be the hottest show in town has become the laughing stock of the world, I think, right now. It's getting out of hand. It's crazy. They have to do something, and something fast.
What we're getting as a show is, you know, dollar value-wise, we're not getting our money's worth.
This man is here because he was invited. He used to own season tickets, but gave them up 2 years ago. The team won't say how many people have canceled their season tickets.
When I didn't renew, they called and they said, we'll change. It's going to be changed this year. And there's nothing really changed in the club. And the year I gave it up, you could see everything's been going downhill since. So
the Montreal franchise is in trouble a little bit because they don't win, because people are not renewing their season tickets.
Serge Chavard is a former Canadiens player. He was also their general manager for 12 years. He says it's a dangerous time for the organization.
We're lucky that we have a national corporation, which is Molson, that owns the team, that has enough money to keep it going. But if we would have an owner that doesn't have as deep pocket as Molson, the problem would be a lot bigger as we speak right now.
The New York Yankees, world champions, team of the decade, most successful franchise of the century.
There's no problem in New York. One of the reasons the Yankees keep winning is they're rich. Attendance is great. TV contracts are worth more than $50 million. The Yankees can afford any player they want.
Cette fois, c'est pour Jolta qui a tiré le but.
The Canadiens only want players they can afford. The team lost at least $5 million last year. Ownership has put a $30 million salary cap on. The Canadiens are struggling to keep up with escalating salaries in the NHL. That's why none of the elite players in the league are here. The exchange rate hurts, and so do higher tax rates, especially the municipal one. The Molson Center is costing the Canadiens $9 million a year. Most American teams don't pay anything in municipal taxes. What's worse is television revenues are threatened.
Well, these are seats that we sat in for 30 years.
The Herskovitchy family has had seasons tickets for 30 years, but George now only uses them twice a season. He doesn't even follow the games on television like he used to.
On television, I watch it, but I really can't say that I watch a full game. I usually are tuned into another program, and I'll click over to see what's going on.
More and more people are clicking away. The ratings for Radio-Canada's Saturday night broadcast have dropped 20%. Weeknight games on RDS have dropped 40% over 3 years. There was a time when every Saturday game was broadcast on CBC's Hockey Night in Canada. This year, there are just 14.
And good evening, everybody, here at the Corral Center.
People here are as likely to see a Senators or Leafs game. The network is opting for a winning team over the color of the sweater. Even with all the history, the 24 championships, and the great stars like Richard, the Canadian sweater just doesn't mean what it used to.
I have a son, and he's 9 years old now, and he sticks up for Ottawa. So that breaks my heart.
When players like Jacques Lemaire were on this team, just about everyone wanted to play for the Canadiens. But that's changed. The constant media pressure and the higher income taxes are turning players off. Even some Quebec-born players don't want to come here.
There's a lot of pressure, and some of the guys, they just can't stand it. They just can't cope with that. And they feel that they will have an easier stay somewhere else.
The attachment of the heart to the team, has it changed? It's not the same as in our days. Our days, we wanted to play for Montreal Canadiens. The red, white, and blue meant something to all the guys. Today, it still does, but money talks today a little more, I think. You know what I mean?
If this is a crucial time in the Canadiens' history, this is the man who's supposed to turn things around. Pierre Boivin is the new president of the organization. He declined to be interviewed for this story. His job is to make sure the team doesn't continue to lose money. At the same time, he's got to find some hockey people who can put together a competitive team. It's believed he'll be forced to make sweeping changes in the organization. Whether or not he does, the challenge remains the same.
I think we will have to fight through this, be disciplined on the type of player we will get, and I think all the management and the coaching staff and everyone that will be in charge of the Montreal Canadiens, they will have to work, I think, harder than the other teams to get to put a team, that will be a contender in the NHL.
The Canadiens used to talk about preserving the dynasty, just like the Yankees. But now the Habs just want to be competitive. If hockey is going to survive in Montreal, people here are going to have to adjust to that idea.
The fans here were spoiled. A lot of championships, a lot of great teams, and they have to realize now that we have to start from scratch.
Things can change in a hurry in the NHL. Just look at the Maple Leafs. In 2 years, they've gone from laughingstocks to Stanley Cup contenders. But Montrealers can be impatient. The Canadiens organization is about to find out just how faithful their new Millennium fans are. Bob Babinski, CBC News, Montreal.